German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has delivered a stinging ultimatum to Moscow, standing shoulder to shoulder with Canadian Prime Minister Merz-Carney in Berlin. Merz warned that unless Vladimir Putin faces President Zelensky at the table, the Kremlin will be crushed under fresh EU sanctions.
President Zelensky made it clear in Washington last week that he is ready to meet and sit at the table with Putin in the coming days. It is now Moscow's turn. If the Russian president is more serious about ending the killing, then he will accept the offer. If this step is not taken by the Russian side, then even more pressure is needed. In this case, we in the European Union are working on further sanctions.
Merz revealed Zelensky is ready to talk peace within days. But Canada accuses the Kremlin of playing for time. Carney claimed Moscow is hiding, stalling, and afraid of even meeting face-to-face with Zelensky.
With respect to the potential bilateral meeting, I was in Kiev 2 days ago, met with President Zelensky, and he reiterated he's willing to meet President Putin anywhere neutral. In other words, he doesn't expect President Putin to come to Kiev, and he doesn't plan to go to Moscow for that meeting. But anywhere else is fair game. And as the Chancellor just said, we see President Putin putting conditions and stalling and being afraid of having this meeting.
For Merz, talk is not enough. He insisted a summit will only work if Ukraine is locked behind ironclad security guarantees. Guarantees that turn Ukraine's army into a permanent shield against Russia.
Such security guarantees for Ukraine must be strong and reliable. They are security guarantees that must primarily aim to enable the Ukrainian army to defend the country in the long term. Only then can all further questions be asked and answered.
Carney turned up the pressure with a show of military muscle. He announced Canada's defense budget will quadruple by 2030, alongside billions funneled into Ukrainian drone production. Canada has already slapped sanctions on over 3,000 Russian targets, and more are coming.
It's hard to overstate how important the commitment of Germany, Canada, other NATO partners to the 5% defense spending, for Canada, to put it in context, this will represent a quadrupling of our defense expenditure between our last budget in 2024 and the end of this decade.
A double-edged message from Berlin: no mercy for Putin, no recognition for Palestine. NATO may be locking arms to confront Russia, but internal cracks are widening. And as sanctions pile up, one question hangs heavy. Will Putin finally sit at the table or drag Europe deeper into war?